we have something urgent to talk about.
News. Big news.
This is what we have to talk about today. Our favorite camera, the Blackmagic Ursa G2 4.6K.
Greatest indie virtual production option. Super affordable. We love the way it shoots. There's some news about it.
Just a few days ago, the Blackmagic Ursa G2 4.6K updated for almost 50% off. Originally, this camera sold no lens, no additions, nothing for $5,995 US to $2,995.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
That is absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. From what I can tell, we don't know why the price changed. We can't figure it out. I haven't been able to find it.
I've got a theory. Are there other cameras that are on sale?
So they did a very similar price adjustment to the Blackmagic Pocket 6K, another great camera. Blackmagic is already known for being like an indie camera solution, right? We use them in a lot of our solutions for professional and indie solutions, but like this was already priced at an indie price. This is already compared to like a lower budget Red.
It's consumer grade,
and
casual
this is the same
shooter.
price as what, like a Sony A7 III or something?
It's less. It's less
than a Sony A7 III.
Yeah, this is my theory, okay? People who buy this camera are people who start production companies. They're thinking, I want something that's super high grade but affordable. I want something that looks good. Maybe they're just getting into some more serious level of production, so they buy this camera. The new line of this camera, have you seen the starting price?
For the 17K or 12K or?
For the 12. The new line starts at $12,500. $12,500. It has a display on this side. It has a display on the other side. It also has interchangeable lens mounts, and it's just plates. So you want to go PL, you just unscrew 4 screws, take it off, put it back on. Here's my long-term theory. It's a long-term marketing strategy. They want to upgrade their kit over an amount of time. They think, I love my Blackmagic camera. I've shot with it for 5 years at this point. Bought it at a great price. So then they go, I'm going to upgrade for 12.5K, but hey, I'm already saving like 50% off of the first camera. This will become my second camera. And now I'm only 15 in, and I have 2 cinema grade cameras.
Let me try to reiterate your theory here.
Yeah.
You're saying that you think Blackmagic is cutting rates on this so that they can get more people in production companies, more people getting into production,
into the ecosystem.
Buy the Blackmagic ecosystem.
Yes.
What else can you buy Blackmagic that puts you into the ecosystem for a camera like this?
DaVinci. There are trends of people starting to leave Premiere and go to DaVinci and DaVinci Resolve Pro. I think it's a really smart way to get people into the Blackmagic ecosystem at an affordable price, and for people to move forward with Blackmagic because they're happy with the quality that they've seen in the camera. I mean, also they might just be running out of parts. And they're like, hey, we got to get the end of these off the shelf. Like they're
I mean, these have been around for what, 6 years, maybe?
Yeah.
5, 6 years?
We played with them at NAB. We played with the new cameras.
I don't know if I'll ever need 12K.
It's so, in my opinion, it's so unnecessary. But this, I could be like Microsofting myself right now. A video of all the executives laughing and dancing. Windows XP or whatever. Okay, I do have to say one thing that I hate about this camera if you're considering buying it. Just one thing. Literally just one thing. And it is this. This display is terrible.
It doesn't rotate either. It doesn't rotate fully.
This is all I got.
That's the most you got.
This is all I got. Oh, I can go down, but this is all I got. Try to grab focus with this when the lens that you're using has a pro mist on the end of it. Good luck. You need an external monitor.
Now they did fix this with
the new solved it.
They did solve it. There's a fully rotating monitor on now, and there's a secondary monitor on the other side, so someone can help pull focus or make sure you're in focus.
Question about that so as someone who shoots commercials, would you be self-conscious about having a viewing monitor on the other side when your client is sitting right beside you? You can also turn it off, by the way.
Well, yeah, that's true. That's a great solution. We use the Blackmagic Ursa G2 because we think it is by far the best indie virtual production camera.
Yeah.
The first thing people are thinking is, I don't want to need to have a Arri Alexa to do virtual production. I don't want to need to buy a Red. You don't. You can buy a Blackmagic Ursa. Now, before then, it was still $6,000 US that you'd be paying for this. But now,
crazy affordable price,
which is less than a Sony A7 III, which can't do the same amount of stuff for virtual production.
Yeah. We also really like this camera for virtual because it speaks to tracking devices we use easily.
The Blackmagic Ursa G2 has been in the virtual production community for a while, but there are specific reasons that people like it, right? First one, obviously, is the dynamic range. It was the Ursa 4K or the Ursa G, whatever the one was before this model, came out with global shutter. This G2 doesn't necessarily have global shutter, but the reason they did that was because they wanted to give this camera more dynamic range. So in order to get it to 15 stops, which is way more than its predecessor, they removed global shutter. But they were able to kind of mimic global shutter in a way. Like if we've done side-by-sides of this for the rolling shutter on this versus the Pocket, and the rolling shutter in the Pocket is absurdly bad. It is so bad.
On LED walls.
Especially on an LED wall.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
So like this mimics that global shutter really well. And like you don't need global shutter to achieve virtual production. It is very helpful.
Like this camera can still be gen locked.
It can still be gen locked.
Yeah.
And that's the number one. And we'll get to that for sure. Dynamic range is super helpful for this. We have the super 35mm sensor, the built-in ND filter.
I love that part of it. But when this camera first came out, hear this? Wait 1 second.
Yeah.
It's sick.
When you're shooting on an LED wall, you obviously can play with the brightness of the LED. Let's say you're in a situation where you want to keep the brightness of the wall and you got to change your lighting around it. Well, you can apply an ND filter and then boost your physical lights.
It's like you're shooting outside again, but you're actually inside shooting at a
Yeah.
wall. Obviously, it has all of your SCI. It has all of your other inputs you need that you would ever need on set and adapters for stuff you don't have. Does the new 12K have the same audio auxiliary input as this camera, or did they move it to the back where it should be?
On top.
We love you, Blackmagic. Why? My hand is right here. I'm trying to operate the camera. I have a motion tracking system right here. Whenever I plug in an audio, like an aux cable into this, I forget where it is. I'm about to go plug it into the back like, it should be. 2 points. 2 points against it. That's it. Everything else of this camera is amazing. And now the price point makes it like, I don't even think about those 2 points because who cares?
We have to move the motion tracker the way we have it mounted here just to get to the audio every time.
Yep.
And I think that's a problem, unfortunately, but we work around it. I mean, the thing is you're not getting an ARRI for this price, right? I mean, you're getting something that works for virtual production that has everything you possibly need for it, right? I did confirm that the Cine also has it on top as well.
That's okay. It's just their thing. This is the first camera that I had shot and I thought this looks so good.
It has an amazing look to it. You have I think it's 12-bit color, I believe.
12-bit. 12-bit. Yeah, it is 12-bit.
And so
it's crazy.
That's pretty amazing. The color depth is fantastic. This doesn't have the Gen 5 color like the Pocket does, unfortunately, but still has the dynamic range, obviously. You can still do so much with it. It does a really good job of blending the wall with the physical world. Understand, it's great. Really, the main thing about this camera that takes this top tier, like we kind of mentioned, is this timecode output right here.
Yep.
That's literally the number one reason, the number one thing that sets this camera apart from everything else.
As an indie solution.
As an indie solution, you need that timecode output. Most cameras in this price range do not have that. We try to work with multiple different solutions, and we've tried to do virtual production gen locked with the Pocket. It doesn't work. It doesn't have the timecode output. We've tried to do it with the Sony A7 III or the FX 3. Same thing, not proper timecode output.
S3, the Sony A7 S3.
Yeah, it doesn't work. And you know what? There are adapters you can buy that tell you they can go from the audio output that turns it into timecode. For some reason, Unreal Engine doesn't pick up on it. The Blackmagic sync generator, which we also use for this, that's the time code is definitely what makes this camera the best.
100%. Buy it while they still have stock.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna run out.
B&H already said this morning they might be almost out of stock.
There you go.
So I mean,
just picture people walking out with boxes of them.
I would.
25.
I want a second one of these. If you can find this on sale, you have to buy it. So we should get another solution for this.
Let's do it.
If you don't, we will.
And we will anyway.
We probably will anyway.